long does it take to make one of the movies?
That's a really good question. Overall, it takes about a year, maybe a year and a half, from the time we start thinking about the story, and then once the script was written, that took probably about 4 or 5 months to go from idea to final script. And now we need to figure out what the pictures are going to look like, what Dodgeball City is going to look like.
We draw these pictures of what everything looks like, and we have a script. But then we draw these pictures over here. Does this look like anything you've seen before? Does it look like a comic strip, kind of, or a comic book? We do the whole show like this, where we draw everything that happens like it's a comic book. And then that's what we use to tell the animators, well, this is where Larry goes and this is what he does. And then we have a burning tumbleweed and we show the animators where that goes. This type of stuff here takes between 4 and 6 months to draw all the pictures of what everything is going to look like, and then to draw the comic books of what happens. The reason that there's different angles is because we draw the picture on the piece of paper, but then somebody up in Canada has to take those drawings and turn it into an object in the computer. Do you know how if you use Play-Doh or clay, you can sculpt something and make it and turn it around and look at it from any angle? Well, people on the computers sculpt the characters in the sets inside the computer, so they need to know what everything looks like from different angles, because if you only draw one picture from the front, then they don't know what it looks like from the back. So we draw what it looks like from the back and from the front and from the side, so the person who's sculpting it knows what it looks like from every direction.
I noticed that when there are mass multiples of things, they're either peas or carrots. Is that a reason?
Peas and carrots, yeah. Yeah.
If you've seen Larry Boy and the Rumor Weed, in that show we made lots and lots of different characters. But the problem was when you put lots of really, really interesting things in one place, you don't really know what to look at. And so usually, we want you looking at Larry or at Bob or whoever our main character is. And we find if we fill the background with peas and carrots, it fills up the space, it gives us people to act with, but it doesn't detract from what we're really trying to make you look at.
I actually don't even draw, so.
Ever?
Well, I draw maybe just a little bit. So we have probably about 5 artists total who do all the design. And then once things go up to animation, then we have, probably 50 or 60 different people up in Toronto that are working on the show. So there's quite a bit of people up there.
Some computer people can draw the pictures. Some computer people are really technical and they just do the computery things. But a lot of the people who work on our shows are really good artists and can paint and draw very well. It's really important if you want to be a great artist of any kind, it's important to learn how to draw very well.
Here in Franklin is where we write the stories and we do all the drawings to create how the show is going to look. Like all of these drawings here, they were all done before anything was ever animated, and all these designs of the characters, and then all of that goes up to Toronto, up in Canada, and that's where we do our animation. Animation it happens sort of backwards compared to regular filmmaking, in that all of the editing is done before any animation is actually done. So after the script is finished, the first thing to then happen is then the voices. And so then as the voices are being done, the storyboards are being drawn up. And then we create a story reel where we marry the voices to the storyboards, and the reel is created, and then that drives all the timing from there forward. When a movie is made, there's many different parts that go to it. There's the picture part, there's the sound effects part, which is, the noise that you make when you stomp on the ground and you hear that little thump. That noise has to be put in.
Do you know how on your radio you can turn the volume up and make it louder and turn it down and make it softer? Well, there's a man whose job it is it's like he takes lots of different radios, and one has music on it and one has the characters' voices, and he gets all the radios set to just the right level so that it sounds just right. That's his job. That's all he does.
That's right.
Yeah. I bet he doesn't get paid.
He gets paid a lot.
A lot of times, new characters come from needing it from a new story. So for instance, we'll come up with a story where we think, well, Larry would be good as this character and Bob would be good as this character, but we have this other part in the story where we don't really have any VeggieTales characters that'll fit into that part. So then we'll create a new character for that. And that's kind of how Petunia came to be when we did Duke and the Great Pie War. A lot of times in a story, you have a character that needs to learn a lesson. And Bob is kind of the one that teaches the lesson, and so so Larry's good at learning lessons, so that's why he's in a lot of stories, because he's a little clueless. He doesn't know what's going on most of the time. The letter that Bob and Larry got at the beginning of the show was from a little girl who was wondering, how is she supposed to be all these things? How is she supposed to be kind and good and loving and forgiving? Sometimes it's really hard to do that, and we wanted to tell a story that teaches kids that with God's help, we can do that. How many know the story of Moses from the Bible? Yeah? Oh, right. Well, that's awesome.
Was there
in a different way.
Was there a buffalo in the Bible?
No.
Oh, there was. We made that part up. What was your favorite part?
When it got wet.
When he got away? When he ran away and fell in the well in the bear?
They're going, ow!
Oh, and they got stuck in the desert? Got stuck in Death Valley?
I like the part with the smoke snakes.
The smoke snake?
Oh,
Have you ever played with those before?
Larry?
How old is Larry?
Yeah.
That's a really good question. He's not really sure. He's somewhere. He's somewhere between 4 and 44, I think.
I'm 4 years
You're 4 years old?
Yeah.
Wow, Larry might be 4 years old too. He just doesn't know.
Who comes up with silly songs?
Oh, well, usually I've come up with a lot of them. And yeah, what's your favorite one?
Water buffalo.
Oh, the water buffalo. Oh, the very first one. Oh, I didn't come up with that one. Originally, we were going to call the whole show Lone Stranger, because it's kind of like the Lone Ranger. But a lot of kids today aren't familiar with
Lone Ranger is.
Who knows what the Lone Ranger is?
You guys know?
That's a pretty good showing. Yeah, it's a pretty good showing. So, okay, we're going to name it the Lone Stranger again. Where's our marketing people? Get them back here. Typically, with our lessons, we really try to gear them to what a 4-year-old can understand. The aim of our stories and with our storytelling is to tell stories from a biblical worldview. And as Christians, we want to tell stories that are faithful to that worldview of there's a God who made us and who loves us and who wants a relationship with us. And so we feel if we stay true to that worldview, then that's what VeggieTales is really about.
Remember, God made you special.
And he loves you very much.
Goodbye!
Thank you very much. Thank you, everybody, for coming. Thank you. Thank you, guys.